Hello, this is Seth Winning, and welcome to another AFI 100 Greatest American Films. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the best westerns ever made. It's Shane. I think lots of people have heard of Shane. It was a book before it was a movie. Book was licensed in 1949. Movie came out in April of 1953. Okay, this is number 69 on the 1998 list, and it won a Best Supporting Actor Academy Award and Academy Award for Best Picture. It's, probably the first film to be shot in CinemaScope, which I'll explain later if you don't know what that is. Okay, so Shane is a Western, and it's about this mysterious gunfighter who comes to Wyoming because he wants some peace and quiet. He starts working for a guy who owns a ranch, and the guy who owns the ranch starts having trouble from this evil rancher who wants to take over the valley. So, being a gunfighter, Shane naturally has to fight off these ranchers because the farmer's just a farmer. The farmer's son idolizes Shane because he's a gunfighter, he has a gun, and the boy is just at that critical age when he's getting into gunfighters and guns. And this film, I think it has a little, not an anti-gun vibe, but it's just, sometimes you don't want to have these people, certain around your kids, because, you want your kids to grow up, and not a lot of gunfighters live to be in the old age. Wyatt did, Doc Holliday did, but some of them died like Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid died when he was 21. That's why his name is Billy the Kid still. It is an anti-gun. It's a gunfighter movie. It's gonna entertain you. It's in color. As far as CinemaScope is what filmmakers use when they want to shoot wide scenes. Back then, movies were not in widescreen. If you want to take DVD parlance back into the 50s, and they would just be like TV type, 80s TV type aspect ratio, and CinemaScope was about double that because it stretched the image wide. The reason why they did that was the whole movie industry was worried because since 1950, viewership has decreased at the theater because of TV. So it has a lot of things that are happening today with like streaming, Netflix, and Hulu, and Amazon Video, whatever, because people today are staying home, people then were staying home, and 3D really hadn't been invented yet. 3D was technology that really took off in the 50s and drove people to theaters. And, it wasn't really 3D like today, but it was different. But this was CinemaScope, and now we watch in Panavision, which took over for CinemaScope. So it's just, you have these big, expansive shot of Wyoming sky, or western sky, and it's just a western look. You want that huge open sky, just, meaning anything is open, the future is wide open, and you want just to impress people with, especially people from the east, because I've been west and I've seen a little bit more of the big sky, and it was extremely breathtaking. If you're in the east or maybe the west, we have a lot of trees and mountains, and we don't get to see the horizon quite like that. I think that's partly the reason why it won the Academy Award, because it just blew people's minds. This is a good film because it goes into the anti-hero Shane. He doesn't want to fight, but trouble seems to find him. And that's why he has to back away from the rancher's son, being the rancher's son's friend, because, you don't want to put your troubles on a kid, because life is hard enough. This is actually an archetype of every single Western afterward. Troubled gunfighter comes to a new town, thinks his town, has to leave. This was all over TV and movies, and it's the Western archetype. You can see it today in, Dirty Harry films, or any film where a guy comes to town, or Star Aerospace, or wherever it is, fixes something and leaves. I encourage you to see this film if you are interested in Western or filmmaking, or Academy Award winning films with good stories. All of them have pretty good stories if they win Academy Awards, so thank you. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll give you more.